All right, welcome to the show, everybody. So today I have for you Howard Schultz getting absolutely grilled by Bernie Sanders and other politicians over his union-busting actions regarding Starbucks. We'll dive into that a little bit later. We have a terrifyingly authoritarian bill coming out of Idaho where they try to restrict interstate travel to get an abortion. I have no idea how they even found a way to try to make a law out of this, because I think on its face, it seems like it's deeply unconstitutional. Then we also have the UN is sounding the alarm over potential wars over water, which is something we've been warning about for a long time on this show. This is one of like the serious consequences of climate change, which I think is not brought up nearly enough. And also Republican donors are now searching around and they're looking beyond Trump or DeSantis. They want another option, which is neither. So we'll talk about that. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. So Megyn Kelly used to be a Fox News host, as you all know, and now she hosts her own podcast. Now, look, I don't know how her ratings are. Like, I don't know if she has a lot of people who listen to her podcast or not, but she certainly built a name for herself at Fox News. But when she got off of Fox News, I'm sure that her cachet is not what it used to be, right? Well, apparently she's been reaching out to Ron DeSantis for an interview, and DeSantis has been dodging her. And so she looks at that and concludes, oh, he's afraid of me. All right, let's listen, and then I'll break it down for you.
I will say for the record, we asked DeSantis to come on the show. He has not said yes. And I find that very interesting. You know, I love Piers Morgan. He's a pal of mine. But why would you go sit with the British guy and not come on the show? And I do think there's a reason for it. And I will venture to say he's afraid. I'm just going to put it out there. He's afraid because he knows the kind of interview that I would give him. He's not going to get a pass. Same as Trump never got a pass from me. None of these guys get a pass. Speaking of Marianne Williamson, go back and look at the interview I did with her. She also didn't get a pass. We led to the infamous line of, this is an interview, not a friendship, which is what I had to remind her of when she got upset. I was asking her tough questions. That's the way I am with presidential candidates, and that's because I represent the viewers, not the candidates. You know, and that's the way the journalists should be. We're there for the viewers. We're not there to rub elbows with these guys who may or may not be president and ignore ourselves in their good graces. The reporters need to remember that. The relationship is supposed to be adversarial. For the love of God, these journalists should show it. I don't give a shit if you've fallen in love with DeSantis or Trump for that matter. They're not your friend. Your friend is your audience, is the truth. That's the only thing you're out there to cover. And it disgusts me to see the press running cover for Biden, to see the hardcore MAGA group running cover for Trump all the time, to see the new right in love with DeSantis and running. Like, just stop it. Stop it. Stop falling in love with the politicians. You're a member of the media. Grow a pair. Your business is not to be loved. It's to tell the truth. Respect is what you want. Respect will get you an audience. Love is for pundits who just want to say the nice, sweet nothings that people want to hear. The whole thing is bass-ackwards. That upsets me.
Bass-ackwards? Is that what she said? That was weird. All right, so look, here's my question for you guys. Is DeSantis dodging Megyn Kelly because DeSantis thinks Megyn Kelly is now irrelevant? Or is DeSantis dodging Megyn Kelly because DeSantis is scared of the tough questions? Because here's the reality about Ron DeSantis. It sort of is true that he's very guarded with his media appearances. So what he does is he doesn't grant that many, and when he does grant them, he usually goes to the friendliest outlets possible, where he knows he's not going to get any particularly difficult questions. And so that's undeniable about Ron DeSantis. And that's, you know, one of his big problems is that if you ask him a question where he doesn't have a response memorized already for it, he does come across as not handling it all that well. And so I think that's true. But then again, I also think it's true that Megyn Kelly is like, you know, she's not what she used to be, right? Like, she used to be on Fox News, and that's where that was her bread and butter. And as far as a Fox News host goes, she was one of the better Fox News hosts, because it is true whenever she would moderate a debate, she would do a decent job in moderating the debate. She would ask way tougher questions than the other, people who were moderating. I guess maybe Chris Wallace sometimes would ask good questions too, but most of them would ask bad questions. Megyn Kelly would ask more real questions in the debates. And so, I don't know. I am sort of inclined to agree with her more that DeSantis is dodging her because you know, he knows he would get tough questions, and so he's like, I could just avoid the headache completely by not talking to her. But also, by the way, the self-aggrandizing rant here from Megyn Kelly is if she's like, you know, she's a crusader for truth and she upholds the ethos of what pure journalism is supposed to be. Megyn, you have the most standard, banal conservative politics I've ever seen in my life. You know, you're not doing some truth to power stuff. I mean, how many segments has Megyn Kelly done on income and wealth inequality? How many segments has Megyn Kelly done on money and politics and corruption? How many segments has she done debunking all the lies which get us into all these various wars? Like, you know, yeah, you're better than the other Fox hosts when you were there, but that's like being the tallest kid in kindergarten. You still suck overall, right? So I don't want to give her too much credit here. But I do tend to agree with her analysis. I do think DeSantis is dodging her because he doesn't want tough questions. Because he does like patty cakes. There's no doubt about it. He wants some softballs down the center of the plate. You know, that's what he's looking for. So, anyway, there you have it. Interesting how angry she is. It's hard not to conclude also, though, that she does feel like, fuck, I'm not taking it seriously anymore because I'm all Fox News. Yeah, that's probably true. You know, these people are power worshiping. And if you don't have that hot seat anymore, if you're not granted a place in the top echelon of media, they're definitely going to take you less seriously and sort of dodge you. And it's not just DeSantis, I'm sure it's many others as well. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.